One of the most glaringly obvious moral dilemmas which has to be faced when inviting a cat into one's life is what to feed that cat. We all know that cats by their very nature are carnivorous, and it's perhaps for this reason that I've heard people say on many occasions that feeding a cat a plant-based diet constitutes animal abuse. I've even heard many vegans tell me this. Now, obviously the flaw in this argument is if it's animal abuse to feed a cat other animals, then what about the animals that land on that cat's plate? Surely that's much more of a moral issue than the fact that one's feeding their cat a plant-based diet. There are a small number of people out there that do go out of their way to feed their cats a plant-based diet. Now, before you dismiss that as being completely ridiculous, please get a search engine, do some research, because it is very, very possible to feed a cat on a plant-based diet with some added supplements that are available to buy, and anybody that genuinely wishes to do that, they can find out how it's done and they can do that. We are talking a very small minority here, because a lot of people they'll attempt to do this and they get scared and they think that their cat isn't going to get a balanced diet, and then they'll make an exception and they'll go and buy some animal products to feed their cat, and in doing so they're compromising their vegan stance, they're compromising their moral issues on this, so they're actually buying a dead animal to feed an animal. I don't think that we should be compromising our morals when it comes to that. If we've taken a stance to become vegan, we should follow through with that consistently. We shouldn't be making exceptions. There is an even smaller minority of people who choose to keep their cats inside all the time. These people are generally very aware of the real threat that cats pose to neighbouring wildlife, and have therefore chosen to not let their cats go outside. In all honesty, these people are probably doing the best of cat owners because they're causing the least harm. But nevertheless, I do see that there are moral issues in doing this, because I think that every animal has a right to the outdoors. Every animal has a right to come and go as it chooses without restriction. This is just another moral dilemma, really, that we've taken on by inviting a cat into our life. And when you think about it, really, the cats are the most bizarre kind of flatmate that you can have as a vegan, because here we are as vegan, we don't want to harm any animal, and we're taking on this carnivorous animal whose very nature is to go out and kill. Some people have tried to defend this notion to me by stating that the ingredients of cat food should be considered waste products or byproducts which would otherwise be thrown away if they weren't used by the cats. And I mean, this may well be true. We've got things like, very likely, things like heart and intestines or lungs or the head or the feet that are inside the cat food, and these things generally wouldn't be eaten by humans. That's very true. But when one considers that, well, in America alone, there are somewhere in a region of, I think, 90 million household cats. Billions of dollars are spent every year on cat food. Trying to make out that those billions of dollars aren't contributing to animal abuse is frankly, it's a huge denial, because every dollar that is spent purchasing animal produce, whether it be considered unfit for human use or not, is still going towards supporting of animal abuse. If you've taken on the responsibility of an animal already, then you do have a duty to look after it the best way you can. In my opinion, that would mean definitely feeding that cat vegan and not allowing that cat free range. I think that would be, in my opinion, it seems like the best choice of action that you can take.